How can you get an employment-based green card without a job offer? The EB2 NIW lets you do just that, and let me explain to you how I got this EB2 NIW approved this week for one of my clients. EB2 NIW allows people with advanced degrees or exceptional ability to self-petition for a green card. You don't need a job offer from a U.S. employer. You don't have to go through the PERM process, which is really long and excruciating. In this particular case, my client actually has a TN visa, which is an employment-based non-immigrant visa, but it requires an employer. And the employer did not want to do the PERM process for my client, so we discussed alternative ways to get a green card, and we decided to go for the EB2 NIW. Okay, so this case was filed back in May. I got a really nasty request for evidence in the middle of the process. But this request for evidence was messy. Immigration had just copy and pasted a bunch of the same paragraphs throughout the request for evidence letter. It was just making up requirements that my client didn't have to meet under the law, and it was just convoluted, confusing. It was horrendous. So I responded to this request. It arrived there on September 7th, and just a few days later on September 12th, we got an approval. Here it is. So now my client just has to wait for the priority date to become current so they can file for the green card. Now this EB2 NIW does not tie my client to the same employer that did his TN. And just in case you were wondering, for this particular case, it was for a cybersecurity specialist in the information technology industry, in the IT industry. It was difficult to argue this, but we did it. If you want to know whether or not you are a good candidate for EB2 NIW, contact my office, send me your resume, and I will give you a complimentary evaluation.